All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Ladder League, or not the Ladder League, the Hobbit Tournament ladder, or the play-ins for the ladder actually. We do have a really cool match. Will be qualifications for the latter part of the tournament. We have two runners today, Nolan, Head, and Acute, and this will be qualifications for the bottom rung. So definitely a pretty intense match. And yeah, so. I think if the runners are ready to start, we can just get straight into the restricted any percent tournament here. But let's see, are the runners ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Are all right, here we go. Well, because Nolan has the bad title screen, he can go ahead and start the save file. Both runners should save, and we'll wait a little bit for Acute just to keep the runners starting at the same time.
I'll use what?
All right, yeah, Nolan, you are good to go. You are good to start. And we'll wait about 30 seconds for you, Acute.
Let me know when I can start.
Yeah, I will.
Okie dokie.
Alright, yeah, so because this game does have two different title screens, in order to accommodate for the runners starting at the same time, we will be having a little bit of a desynced start so that the actual start frame is at the same time for both runners. Alright, Acute, you can start now.
In a land far away to the east, there was the city of Dale. Peaceful and prosperous. Our king. For this city,
Acute, you can go ahead and start.
Yeah, I have started.
Stronghold of Thrall, king under the mountain, mightiest of the dwarf lords. His line lay secure in the lives of his son.
Okay, and time has
Alright, here we
started.
go. Yeah, we are off. Okay, so here we have the first room of the first level, Greatest Kingdom in Middle-earth. It's a pretty simple level. Pretty simple room as well. You just walk through and you need to break, just do the simple puzzle, break something, build something, get introduced to the game's mechanics. There is a lot of depth and intricacy to these rooms, but for the most part, it's just trying to get through, make as few mistakes as possible, and make your way through the level. So, yeah, we have Nolan in the second room now. Just another pretty simple room, just trying to pick up this rock and walk through the hallways. And, yeah, now he's heading into the third room. This is really the most important one in the entire level. And this one has gem skip. So this is a huge time save, saves around 1 minute and 40 seconds. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to double jump through this camera pan trigger while dropped out and swap to the character on the other side. And what that's going to do is that's going to skip a camera pan of this door shutting. And they're just going to be able to walk straight through. So successful from Nolan here. That's really big. That's really, really important. And just like that, he's into the fourth room of the level already. Very solid. You have Acute coming up on that skip right here. So if he hits that, we definitely have a good start to the race. Should be good. Very nice from Acute. Now we have Nolan just dancing through this little camera pan here, and we sort of get into, we're going to start to get into the more intense part of the level. But what you have to do here is you have to successfully mine these three gems here. You have a pretty tight window to hit the middle of the gem. We'll actually have to do 6 of those throughout this room. So getting all of those first try is a pretty decent time save. Very nice from Nolan so far. Now we're just building this mining apparatus. And that'll allow him to go down the side of the mountain, get 3 more gems, and then they'll find the Arkenstone. One more thing to note is that they're actually playing on the No Cut 5 cheat code. So what that allows you to do is skip all of the cutscenes, which is very helpful. There are a lot of cutscenes in this game, but without it, this game is very fast-paced. There's a lot of, I'd say the pacing is really great, actually. Nolan with a very solid start so far. And now we head into another pretty big one-try skip here. Actually, it's called Barrier Clip. And what he's going to do is he's going to use the fact that player 2 can move early in these camera pans and try to clip through that barrier. Unfortunately, he misses it there, leaving Acute some potential time to save if he's able to get the barrier clip. But yeah, player 2 can move early in every single room in this game, or a lot sooner than player 1. So by abusing that, you can actually clip through the barrier as it's forming. And we'll see if Acute can attempt that. Nolan, it looks like, doesn't know the backup here. So he will just be playing through the room casually, definitely giving Acute some time to make up. Unfortunately, Acute misses the barrier clip as well. We'll see if he knows the backup. Can definitely make up a significant amount of time on Nolan here. If he does. And it looks like he does, so we can sort of get a visual on that time save. Oh, okay. Falls off the edge, but I imagine if he hits this, the runners will be more or less synced up. Just like this, Acute falls into the trigger, and yeah, they're all caught up now. Very nice from Acute. That's some good game knowledge to have, that backup. That is a big thing about this this category. There are a lot of things that are one try, but there's a backup that really helps to know. Because you save a bunch of time if you can figure it out. Nolan head now walking into the gold jumps room. This is a really cool trick. If you do frame perfect jumps on the gold, you can actually stay alive while you're jumping on it. And now we'll see how that goes for Nolan here. Oh, not even opting to go. Neither of them are. Okay. Oh, they're going for the hovers. Not a bad play. Just play it safe. So yeah, that is a tech that I guess we didn't explain. Acute actually did it as a backup, but while you are buddied up, if you are neutral while you use the stick, the buddy up feature, as we'll find out, is very, very, very broken in this game, especially on 60 FPS. But you can hover horizontally as much as you like, while you as long as your stick is neutral, you can hover as much as you like, which is definitely a very useful tech that we'll see a lot throughout this category. And this last room is just more or less an auto scroller. It's hard to gain or lose much more than a second in this room. But yeah, very, very solid. Nolan missing or not knowing the backup really allowed Acute to sort of catch up, and we'll see what the runners' deltas are coming up here. But yeah, very, very nice so far. Should be a close race heading into the looking for proof split. So for those unaware in this category, we don't actually play all of the levels in order. We're gonna go from the first level, and we're gonna go ahead and go all the way to the final room of the 13th level. And how that's possible is we do have a out of bounds level door that allows you to skip straight to the final level of the 13th room. So we'll see runners doing a launch off of this bush to get out of bounds, and they're going to hover to the other side of this river, and they're just going to walk all the way to a point where they can do some more out of bounds movement to hit this door to the third part of the 13th level. So we have a very big sequence break, but there is a lot of in-depth movement tech to this sort of split. We might see a cool new launch. But yeah, they're just going to be jumping through this out-of-bounds part of the hub. The developers were nice and luckily gave us the ability to walk on all of this out-of-bounds collision. Basically, everything on the map is walkable. And yeah, now they're getting to the end. They will get to the other side of this river, or they're going to get to one side of the river, and they're going to use the hover tech again to try to get to the other side. And after that, there's almost at the trigger. But we'll see. It looks like it's going pretty well for them both. This hover can be a little bit tricky, so we'll see how that goes for these runners. Looks like Nolan gets it off, going for a pretty safe version. Same for Acute. And actually, now that we have those deltas, we can see that Acute is a little bit ahead. 19 seconds. Nolan actually falling off the edge there. So it looks like we're not going to be seeing... seeing an interesting struggle getting up the slope. I will be curious if we're seeing the new side launch that was recently found. It is not the easiest, but yeah, it looks like neither runner are opting to go for it. There is a sign that you can launch up, and I imagine we'll see higher level runners go for that every single time. But yeah, at this level, just you know, playing consistently is great, and we can actually see the racers are like pretty much synced up. We do have a pretty precise jump to hit this trigger. Nolan hitting it first try, very nice from Nolan, and Acute hitting it as well. So now we jumped straight from supposed to be entering the second level to entering the 13th level. So saves over an hour, just a ridiculous amount of time save. And now we have these jumps. They're called looking for proof jumps. The level is called looking for proof. And what you're trying to do is you can do a very precise jump over this edge and respawn at the bottom. And it looks like both runners have gotten it. And what that does is that skips a long forced walking section where you're just supposed to walk against the wall. Saves quite a bit of time.
Alright, I think I'm back.
Sounds good. Right, but very nice looking for proof from both runners. Very clean, and it looks like they're still more or less synced up. Right, so now we have the Necromancer. Still a lot of cool skips in this one as well. We'll see. But they're, now that we have the horses unlocked, because we hit the 13th level, they're going to use that to get some faster movement towards the level trigger. We can see Acute actually continue to increase his lead there. So very nice from Acute. We're seeing some pretty solid gameplay. We might be on PV pace in all honesty.
Yeah, I've kind of missed a part at the start of this while sorting out my audio gremlins, but it's looked like it's been pretty even all the way through. I mean, both the runners are pretty synced up on our screens, but that does mean Acute is in the lead at the moment. I saw them both struggling with barrier skip, but we'll see if either of them go for birdless here.
Yeah, I think Nolan will. I'm not sure about Acute. I would assume they both will, but yeah, very big skip coming up called Fogless Bird Skip. Or Birdless Fog Skip, sorry. Yeah, but what they're going to do is they're going to try to skip this entire fog section. This is usually a very long room by doing a collision sort of launch where they build up momentum while they're half inbounds, half out of bounds, and then they bounce off the floor with a bunch of momentum and get launched in the air. So we'll see them doing some movement to get half inbounds, half out of bounds, and they're going to try to get stuck in this tree. Nolan getting it first try. What they're going to do now is they're going to wait for 13 seconds off screen while Gandalf builds up downwards momentum. And then when they break the tree with their magic beam, it's going to hopefully launch Nolan straight in the air. We'll see if that was good. Very nice. This, as long as he hits the movement here. He hit it. Looks like, oh, Acute misses. That's really unfortunate. Just like that, Acute's lead is going to be more or less over. And it doesn't look like he's going to go for the, it doesn't look like he's going to go for the, just the normal fog skip backup. So we'll see him playing the room casually, and you'll see just how much time that room it saves to do one of the fog skips.
Honestly, a smart move from Acute there. I think, especially this backup is harder, I'd say, than the kind of normal strat for doing it. So if you're struggling with the, you know, birdless, it's a lot of the time it can just be better to switch out and do this instead. It's it is going to lose Acute probably a minute or so. I think he's still got one of the birds to heal, so he's done this in slightly the wrong order. So he needs Radagast down to be able to heal the other bird. Meanwhile, Nolan is in the Azog fight. This is kind of a bit of the slower kind of midway section of the run. We'll see, there's only some very small kind of micro optimizations you can do on Nolan's side of things to speed up this fight. But yeah, we'll be pulling out probably about a 40-50 second lead, I'd say, over Acute, which is quite a large swing.
Yeah, for sure. We will see. I wonder if, oh, okay. It looked like he was going to try to attempt it there. But yeah, that grate that carries the birds away, you can actually get carried over to the other, or you can get carried up to some collision where you can jump to skip the room. That is the normal backup there. But you can see Acute has practiced. He knows his backups, and that's what I'm impressed with here. For barrier clip, he missed barrier clip, but he knew the backup of what to do, and that allowed him to pull ahead of Nolan, even though both of them did make the same mistake. So, very impressed with Acute. He knows how to 1v2 see those. It does look like he fell down, so he's going to have to get up again.
That's such an easy place to fall down, and it's difficult to get this back up in. But he does the right thing, honestly, having got up with player 1 to then kind of finish the left side section first before trying to switch over, because otherwise you run the risk of, you know, the player on the left side falls down and all that stuff. It can get really convoluted.
Yeah, definitely the smart decision, I would say. I think it's clear that he knows how to understand, and with some practice, I think he definitely can improve that PB quite a bit. I guess we can talk about Nolan. He is in this Necromancer boss fight. It's probably the longest room in the entire run. But basically the premise is there's a fair amount of dead time. But you're going to be building these 3 magic pillars to sort of shoot at that they'll, like, you know, you can channel their magic at Sauron. And Nolan built the first one, so he still has a little bit to go, but there is a fair bit of dead time. Acute working on this boss fight too. But yeah, this boss fight, for Azog at least, there's not a whole lot to it. You can't optimize the quick time events. After you pull the gate down, it's more or less you're just waiting on Azog. But that is the thing about this category. There are a lot of things that are a lot of dead time, so it's really the small things that you do. It's pretty easy to play within 5 seconds of optimal, but it's squeezing the little bits of time save on everything you do. So Nolan now finished the second of the 3 phases for this boss fight, so we'll see how Acute does. I guess one other thing to mention. They are going to go for 0 studs in this level. So, what that does is in all of the status screens, it saves time to have 0 studs. And so what they're going to do is they're going to die a bunch in the middle 3 levels. Actually, it's not possible to get 0 studs in Greatest Kingdom and Middle Earth, and it doesn't save any time in the last level because time ends by then. But the middle 3 levels, you can get 0 studs in every level, or in those 3 middle levels, and it saves time in all 3 of those levels. It's not like most games where it only saves time in the first level. And it's a nice little 4-second time save. We'll see if Nolan is able to pull it off here. Yeah, looks like he does. And we'll see in the status screen, you actually just completely skip the studs portion, saving 4 seconds, which is it's a nice little micro thing, and it shows the runners are paying attention and then going for the small stuff.
But on Nolan's side of things now, we have a big launch here. This is Icicle launch. And this is basically, this doesn't technically, sequence break anything in this game, but it does save about 30 seconds of movement or something where you have to go kind of all the way round on a horse. But instead, Nolan gets his launch up to this upper level here, and then we'll choose to start the horse movement from here, which makes it a lot easier to get to our next level on the doorstep. It's a very nice time save to have, and that was pretty well done from Nolan. But
yeah, 3rd try is not bad at all. Very nice.
But then he goes from that straight into another one of the harder skips in this game. This is known as fast OTD, fast on the doorstep. Oh, never mind, he's not going to go for it.
Yeah, I think he's smart here. He knows. I would not be surprised if he knows he has the lead, and he's just going to go for the safe strat. So what that is he's going to do some hovers, like we saw earlier in the looking for proof split. To go around this corner, and then from there are some jumps that you can do to get up to the other side. So yeah, I think this honestly is probably the smart race decision, and it's going to put it into Acute's hands. Can he hit a fast OTD to get up to sort of Nolan's pace to catch up? With a fast icicle launch and a good fast OTD, like it can definitely just be right back up there. I think Nolan opts to jump right into the camera pan there because he doesn't have Dwalin. That is a time save that Nolan can go for as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult position here if you're Acute. Obviously, you're what's that, a minute 40 behind on the splits, judging by the segment timers. So I think if you're in Acute's position, it's kind of the time where you choose to start sending it a little bit, maybe playing it a little bit more risky with some strats, kind of go for broke. That was an insane launch from Nolan to
very
to skip that
very
statue.
nice statue launch. Yeah. And a first try buddy up here. Acute gets a pretty good icicle launch there. I think that saves time over Nolan's. And we'll see how this fast OTD goes for him. I bet we'll see him making up some time if he goes for it. But
I think in this position you kind of have to, if he's learned it, that is.
Yeah, for sure. And that's not to say that you can't. I mean, the last level is probably even harder than this level. There's a lot of time variance, but you do have to. It is pretty tricky. We'll see how this goes from Acute here. This is make or break.
Is that second try?
Looks like that's
Ooh,
low.
it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
By the looks of it, the Barlin position looks a little bit too high up along this kind of right side of the rock. I think could potentially benefit from having it a little bit more, having Barlin a little bit more towards the lower left corner. Because yeah, that position isn't going to work for the same reason, so that's going to have to be a retry.
Yeah, I think they're gonna respawn up there. That's not gonna work. He has to avoid the kill plane. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it does work if you're higher up on the rock, but the launch is a little different. And he's just gonna go for the safe strats here. So, all right, it's definitely, this is Nolan's race to lose at this point.
100%.
Yeah, that birdless miss is definitely unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Nolan also has other reasons to kind of be going after this run, because that OTD and the speed that Nolan got that has only put him 7.5 seconds behind PB pace. So we could be seeing a PB here from Nolan, but there's a fair few different strats that Nolan's going to have to get right in this section, including this one, which is statue launch, and, oh sorry, this is statue skip. This doesn't look like it's going too well for him. Gets it about 4th, 5th try.
Yeah, yeah, very. It's not a huge time save, so a little bit of a hiccup there, but we'll see how that goes into the rest of this. This part of the level has just like some of the most intense movement in any like Lego game that I've ever played. It definitely, like, it's so in depth. There's a lot to it. So yeah, falling off the edge. It's definitely not easy to even just play within 20 seconds of a good room here. There's definitely a lot of tricky stuff. I guess the thing to highlight is that you get the flail on the second level with the P2, and that allows you to do charged attacks, and it actually saves a lot of time to be able to do those charge attacks to escape the forced roll sections. We will see him going for a camera pan skip by trying to die as he's like ending one of these levels, or one of the, I guess it's like the floors to this room, and I do think he missed it there. Yeah, he did. It'll pan all the way over this. Usually you can skip this and save like 4 seconds. But yeah, Acute finishing up with on the doorstep, and now we'll really see if Nolan can get the rest of this level right, then... Oh, very nice from Nolan. Gets it first try. He sort of charged it up a lot there. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if there's some sort of strategy he had to that, but...
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think our little game ends here.
And we'll see, maybe Acute can make up some time in this section. It hasn't been the most clean from Nolan.
Tell me, thief, how do you choose?
And you will notice that Nolan is in a cutscene here. Unfortunately, this cutscene has a flag that makes it unskippable. So we will be watching this. It does sort of add an interesting dynamic to the run, where it definitely makes you nervous going into the final launches of the run, which are some of the hardest parts of the run.
I was just saying, your reputation precedes you, O Smaug the tyrannical. Truly, you have no equal on this earth.
I'm gonna see Acute now that he has the flail. He can make some time up on Nolan here. He's able to avoid falling off the edge. There is some very specific movement you have to do to avoid those pieces that are like falling in your way.
No fire hot enough to set them ablaze.
Have we not?
I did not look to see you
See
so
Acute
easily
opting to do
outwitted.
this with one player.
Yeah, not going for the camera pan skip. It is only like a few second time save. I feel like for these runners in places, it is more important to get the core mechanics down.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Alright, we do have Chandelier Skip coming up. I will say Chandelier Skip is a deceptively large time save. It looks like you're just going over a little piece, but it actually skips a whole camera pan and makes the rest of this part of the level easier because, like Smog, you're still like, Smog can't hit you. Like you can see, Acute is going right through Smog's gaze, and it doesn't actually do anything because he's sort of sequence broke this part. So it does save quite a bit of time. We do have Nolan out of the cutscene now, heading into the final 3 launches of the run. And it looks like he makes it out of bounds on the first one. Very nice. And he will be heading up towards Los launch here. So he'll be inbounds with one person, out of bounds with the other, and he'll buddy up through those boxes. Unfortunately misses it, so he's going to have to go for the backup here.
Oh. Hitting a box is a method of doing it that I haven't seen for a long while. I think normally we just take the chances on it because, yeah, Nolan is now running the risk of bonking on the ceiling, which can be very, very annoying. It's more guaranteed to get this kind of the correct version of the buddy up when it works. But it doesn't seem to be working this time. That is very unfortunate. Does open the door for Acute.
Yeah, definitely. You have to go straight left here. I don't think he's holding left like before he even jumps, which you have to do if you're gonna break the box. And in my opinion, you don't want to break the box. It makes this it makes the launch a lot like you have to know how to get the correct buddy up. But if you're in the right spot with the player on the other side, it makes it a lot easier. Nolan does get the trick though. We'll see, maybe Acute can make some time up here. It hasn't been the cleanest from Nolan, and we still do have one of the hardest launches, probably the hardest launch, maybe the second hardest launch, I'd say, in the run, in the last 15 seconds of the run. We do have this little color puzzle here while we get to the smog bomb cycles.
Yeah, this color puzzle is always the same, so we tend to like ignore it most of the time. It's always 2 hits on the left, 1 hit in the middle, and 2 hits on the right. Pretty standard 1P2C as well, just a little bit to pay attention to with a tiny bit of optimizing, but not too much. But we'll see Acute having a much better launch than Nolan there.
Yeah, first try, very nice. That'll save him a lot of time to Nolan, and I think it's gonna be like not super close, but I mean it all depends what happens to Nolan here. We can see Acute breaking the box as well.
Oh, that was super good. Pressure's on Nolan a bit here, I'd say. Acute has really come back with his inside information. You know, Nolan was making a fair few mistakes. You'd say it's still very much Nolan's to lose, because there's still about a minute difference between them, but it's close.
Yeah.
Getting closer.
Acute definitely showing, like, man, without that birdless miss, he is a contender to deal with. And Nolan gets jack launch incredibly quickly. Very nice. This is not bad from Nolan at all. Very close to PB. And GG's to Nolan taking the first match.
With a 30-34 time. That is not too bad at all. That's about a minute behind Nolan's PB, which he managed to achieve yesterday. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good run to start off the tournament. A few mistakes here and there, and I think that's a difference between, you know, a 30-34 and a sub 30 kind of time. We'll let Acute finish this one out as they're pretty close.
Yeah, this may be PB pace from Acute. It's probably pretty close.
It's a little bit off of. Actually, no. PB is. It was mid 31 somewhere along the line, I think, officially. So maybe not too far away. It depends on this jack launch, as so many runs do.
Yeah, it looks like Acute's PB is a 31.46, so we might be a little bit off of that, but it'll be close.
But Acute, of course, missing Birdless and losing about 2 minutes in the Necromancer. This has still been a pretty solid run as long as Jack Launch can play ball. I know Acute did have a run earlier in the day, which lost a couple of minutes to Jack Launch, so it's definitely not been his best friend at the moment. Might need to, go back to the
Yeah.
drawing board a little bit with the setup.
Unfortunately, that little Lego piece is in the way, and he kind of needs to move that for this
Hmm.
launch to work. But oh yeah, he kind of got it stuck in there. There we go. Should be good now. That is one of the hard parts of this trick. You need to like quickly move the pieces out of the way if you want to do this trick optimally. But oh, that was close.
That's how much this trick can bite, man. Just every now and then you can just lose a fair few minutes to this trick, which is kind
Yeah,
of unfortunate, but
you have to buddy up at a very specific point and build those walk cycle for them to get the buddy up that you need.
oh, that is unfortunate.
Actually gets the correct buddy up there, but isn't launched. Oh, and bonks his head. Is Acute jumping? He might be jumping. I think I saw him jump, and that's going to make this a lot harder. I would not recommend jumping for this one, but... There. Oh, no, he doesn't know the invisible wall is there. If he had gone just a little bit more left, he would have gotten it. There was an invisible wall there.
Well, GG to Acute as well, a 33-minute time. Not a bad way to start off the tournament.
Yeah, and I mean we've seen just some really unfortunate mistakes with the hit birdless. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, no,
But
absolutely.
GG to Acute as well. 33 flat. And I guess the other thing is they both missed barrier clip as well. With a successful barrier clip, Nolan is right on PB pace. But yeah, GG's to both runners. I suppose both runners can go ahead and they can believe we're good to reset the splits and we can go back into the title screens.
Yep.
And Nolan will take 1 point. This is a best of 3 match, so if Nolan wins the next race, he will qualify to the final, or to I guess the group stages of the bracket that we have coming up. If Acute wins, then he will need to win the next one after that in order to qualify for the the group stage of the bracket that we have coming up.
Yep, so yeah, if both runners could get themselves to the point where we can get things going again, Acute can clear splits and then we're good to go. Okay, yep. Both can make their way to the title screen. So yeah, that was a very good race to start things off. Hopefully we get a couple more of them.
All right. And we both do have the same title screen here. Makes things quite a bit easier for both runners. So they both showed their settings. If we could actually, all right. If both runners are ready, then we can actually start. I'll give a countdown from 5. You can accept the save files in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start.
Okay, this should
Looks like we're
Yeah, should be good to go.
Getting started.
Okay, it looks like they're relatively synced up this time as well, which is always a good sign. We've got Nolan going for the save file 3 strategies versus Acute going for the save file 1. I think I have to say I'm a save file 3 enjoyer, so I respect Nolan for that.
I am as well. See Nolan going for a little corner cut there. But yeah, I think this room even is just a great example of how in-depth the movement in this game can get. You really have to look at just every little thing, like jumping to cancel your animations on the attacks, like your lines, you know, balancing, like figuring out what to do with each attack animation. Looks like... Oh, he's changing back from... Oh yeah, the incorrect binds there.
That's
For
unfortunate.
player 2. That's going to give Acute a bit of a leg up.
So, if you were going into this match as either of these players, what would be kind of your main priority during these runs?
If I were Nolan, I'd just try to keep it consistent. Really focus on playing it smart for barrier clip, not go for a fast barrier clip, just get the trick. Same thing, just really take my time to set up, birdless as well. Take my time to set up gem skip, just hit the tricks. That's all you really need at this level, just hit the tricks. And then once you get into inside information, just hope that everything, you have a big enough lead to where you can win comfortably. For Acute, I think we've seen some good game knowledge and like skill from Acute so far. So for him, definitely just it's all on him now, right? So I don't think there's anything wrong with playing a little risky as long as he doesn't have a huge lead. If he has a big lead, obviously play it safe. But there's nothing wrong with playing a little risky to try to gain a lead.
Yeah, I think the game plan's pretty similar for both of them. I think consistency is the name of the game, right? I think with a consistent run, either of these runners can get probably 28s at the moment. With the pace that they've shown, I think it's yeah, I think either of them can really pop off and get a good run, but it takes time to be able to get that consistency down to get that good run, and obviously these runners have had a little bit less time than any of the others in the tournament, which is why they're in this qualifier. But yeah, it's both of them have the pace there. It just takes that one rung to string it together, and that's what makes kind of races in this game quite exciting. Is just the amount it can swing back and forth is monumental over the course of a run.
Yeah, the best runners will be so consistent. And as we see higher level runners as we go throughout the tournament, we will see a lot more high level strats. There are quite a few things that we haven't even mentioned just because the runners, it's just not worthwhile to go for until you're at like the level of a 25, 24, or 23 even. But being able to even just consistently hit the strats that these runners are going for is incredibly difficult. So the best runners will see a lot of consistency, and that really sets the best runners of this game apart.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they both passed the first test of consistency in this run, which is of course gem skip. Haven't seen any failures on that so far, which is good because that is probably one of the worst single mistakes you can make in this run. But we'll see how barrier skip goes for Acute this time. We'll be holding right on D-pad or I think keyboard probably for player 2. And then pausing at a decent time, just stopping at a decent time, and then jumping onto the barrier. Looks like didn't implement the pause.
Yeah, a lot of it, that's an issue that a lot of new people new to barrier clip have. They try to they try to go straight into it, and you can see Nolan actually pauses there before he jumps over, and that will get him first try barrier clip. You do want to not hold straight right the whole time, otherwise you'll just clip into the barrier and then the rocks will push you out. You do need to wait a little bit so you have something to jump on, and then you can clip through the actual invisible wall.
Yeah.
But we can see that the sort of the time save from that visualized. Acute sort of had, maybe a 10-second lead, and now even though Acute hit a pretty solid backup there, he's behind now.
That was a really nicely done backup from Acute there. Obviously, the damage from missing barrier skip can be a lot more severe. So, yeah, that was you know, compliments to Acute. That was very nicely done, even though it was a, you know, is like a 20, 25 probably second time loss.
Yeah, that is the thing I'm most impressed with so far. Acute definitely knows his backups. All right, and I am curious, are we going to see sort of the old style in this room? Yeah, we're just going to see just pulling down the statue here from Nolan at least. And we're going to see some hoovers across this gap.
Yeah, ironically, both runners actually get the vertical buddy up, which is what you need to be able to do the kind of more advanced gold room skips jump. But unfortunately for, well, neither of them, once you've, you know, dropped the statue, which is when both of them got the buddy up, at that point it's too late. You might as well just kind of do these hovers, and we'll see. I think Acute might have caught some ground up in the previous room or somewhere along the line. It's only maybe about a 5-second difference between the two as we head into the auto-scroller.
Yeah, definitely a close race out of Greatest Kingdom, which is kind of crazy. Nolan did have that unfortunate controller setup issue. But another good race for sure. But yeah, that is another cool thing about this level. There are a lot of different levels to the skips that you can do. Like, there are different methods that you can do, and some of them are faster than others for gem skip. There are different things that you can do, like different corner cuts that you can take in room 2. You can opt to go for a barrier clip or the backup. In that room, you can go for the gold jumps, or you can do the hovers, or you can even play the room casually if you wanted to. There's a lot of levels to the different skips that you can do, depending on what level you're at, what you're comfortable with, or what you miss. So you have to go for a backup, and I think that's a really cool part of Greatest Kingdom. You can make or gain time depending on what strats you go for.
And yeah, look at that. After a 6.5 minute level, 6 3/4 minute level, we have the runners a whole 1 second apart on the load remove time. That is about as close as you can possibly get, considering both of them had major or decent sized mistakes and just the general complexity of that first level. That's really close. We'll see who gets bush launch first. Looks like both of them miss it first try.
This launch is pretty difficult. Acute actually gets it there, and so he's just going to make up his time.
Interesting
Just
camera
like
from
that. Now,
Acute. Going for multiple hovers across the river to make it early. You can, theoretically, with the right setup, make that in 2. Most runners will tend to do it in 3. I think Acute went for 5 hovers there, but hey, whatever works, right?
This is definitely interesting from Nolan here. Kind of slid all the way down.
Oh no.
He's gonna have to drop out player 2 here. I don't know if he knows that. And he's just gonna have to go back inbounds and warp, I think. I don't know if there's any other backup. Yeah, he's just gonna have to retry. This is not what you want to see from Nolan. Sort of had the worst case scenario on that. Yeah, I don't think warping out is the play here. You just want to drop out and he'll warp back inbounds here.
That's really unfortunate, but yeah, the AI will just jump further sometimes, and hopefully... No, that looks very hard stuck.
Well, the issue is that he's on
there we go.
camera. He needs to be off camera. Yeah, as soon as he got off camera there, he just popped back right in bounds. The issue is his camera was turned perfectly to keep sort of the camera focusing on the angle that the stuck Frodo is in. And this is just going to give Acute a huge lead. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds right now.
Yeah, and that's with Nolan still having to get this this launch, which is not the kindest, because there's some weird collision above your head with this one, that, or some weird physics that happen that sometimes just mean that it just doesn't play ball. I'm assuming Acute goes for the hovers across this river as well.
Acute does, yes. Yeah, I wonder if we'll see. I don't think either runner knows the sign launch. It would be interesting to see if Nolan goes for it to try to make up some time, but I doubt it. But yeah, I would say it's probably 1 minute 45 difference here. Kind of a disaster from Nolan, not what you want to see. And now, yeah, this really puts the ball in Acute's court. With a good looking for proof and Necromancer here, like he is set up. I think we honestly saw a cleaner inside information from Acute, maybe minus the Jack launch. But I'd still say the overall times were pretty similar, so we do see that this jump is incredibly tricky for new runners. You can sort of see the struggle here. He has to go more up right, and there we go. Gets it first try, or not first try, gets the first character there. Now we have, has to get Gandalf down as well.
Yeah, that angle's just not gonna do it consistently, I think. Acute's better off kind of hugging the wall a little bit more and then just falling down. Yeah, that attempt was a lot better, and you can immediately see the difference.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is that everyone, like basically everyone does that room a little bit differently, so it's kind of cool to see like how each person like sets up the jumps. But yeah, definitely sort of not the easiest way to play through that.
Yeah.
All right, and now Nolan sort of did struggle with getting up here. It is just a lot easier to unbuddy up, and I don't think that was known when I did that in the world record that he probably is copying off of, but yeah, he does get up, and we'll see him go for some of these hovers. With a good interior looking for proof, he definitely can make some time up, but it's yeah, Acute heading towards Necromancer. We'll see if he gets some we'll see if he hits this this trick that he missed last time. If he does, then it'll show he's locked in and he's ready to win this race.
Gandalf and Radagast stood before
Yeah, I
First
think
try trigger hit from Nolan, which is nice.
yeah, that was very good from Nolan. I think, yeah, looking at it, I think if Acute gets birdless, it'll probably maintain the lead between the two. But I think with a miss, they'll probably be as good as even if Nolan can get it. Although Nolan is also struggling with the LFP jumps a bit. They are quite precise. He seems to be having kind of the opposite problem to what Acute had, where he's hugging the top wall and then bonking on the kind of small pillar of the kind of wall that cuts that sticks out a little bit, and that can be quite difficult to navigate around as well.
Yeah, you see, he's doing the right thing by hugging the wall, but he's hugging the wall for too long, actually. You need to cut straight to the middle of the floor before he hits that little corner. Otherwise, he's going to bonk on the corner, and he's just not going to be able to turn up in time. Looks like he got it, and this is crucial from Acute. Does get the roll, so we'll see if he's able to get this movement here, but that is huge for Acute. That's just another big reset point where out of the way.
If I'm Acute right now,
see.
I'm waiting like 15 seconds or something to make this
Yeah.
work. You can do it in as little as 12, but is that gonna work?
And it looks
yes.
good. Looks
Very
good.
nice. So Acute stays
And
ahead.
we can. Yeah, Acute stays ahead, which is very nice. I will say we can look at those deltas and we can see that Acute is actually 2 minutes ahead. 2 minutes and what, 4 seconds? So definitely a pretty solid lead here. With some solid gameplay, this is definitely on Acute to win for sure.
And it looks like Acute also fixed the issues with the 1P2C that he had previously in this Azog room where he fell down and had to back it up. So cleaner on that front. This is just generally a more polished run so far for Acute.
Yeah, I think maybe it was just a bit of a warm-up.
Bit of warm-up, bit of nerves. It's very easy to have in these kind of matches that just you try and do something too well, like trying to play it too safe or something, and you end up making it harder for yourself than it needs to be. It's always a fine balance to strike. Kind of the best mindset to be in is to just believe it's another run, just another normal attempt that you're doing. You're just resetting it out. Looks like
that is another thing to like sort of keep in mind. Nolan has participated in quite a few tournaments before for multiple different games. He's definitely not new to this, so that sort of, more experienced racer mentality might come in handy for him. We'll see. We'll see sort of if that has to come into play, but I think he knows, I made a mistake. That's fine. I have to back it up as quickly as possible, and we'll see. We'll see if he sort of is able to keep a good mindset here. He also gets the roll into the collision, does the jump correctly,
Oh
which is
no.
good.
He held too far up, so fell beyond the stairs. That's such a brutal mistake. He's got to do some kind of backup here, whether he goes for the alternative bird backup or whether he just sticks with the 1P2C. He's got to find something here, and I think we know Nolan hasn't been great with backups. Obviously, didn't know the barrier skip backup. So you'd say that, again, this is probably, well, it's definitely more of an advantage for Acute. But it'll be interesting to see how Nolan plays this out, and this could affect mentality a lot as well going forwards.
Yeah, we will be seeing our first or just, I guess it's called regular fog skip. I don't know. I think if anyone can hit this, it's Nolan, but we'll see how this goes. I really want him to hit this here. Definitely an interesting thing that I've seen these runners going for it. Like they go really far back for this skip. They like go all the way to the back of the stairs. Oh, and he does miss it. So he's gonna have to play the rest of this room casually. Not opting to overlap them either. Overlapping those camera pans does save a fair bit of time. But, I mean, to be fair, most people haven't played through this room that way.
Yeah, Nolan's got one more of the statues to clear, while Acute's in the second phase of the fight. Nearly missed a phase there. It was very close to failing getting that B input down. But got away with it. And yeah, we'll be going into the third phase of the fight. Stud counts are looking good as well. 110 with Gandalf. As long as he's aware and kind of takes a death after this, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, we'll see that come to fruition. Yeah, both players down to 0 studs now, which is very nice. Meanwhile, Nolan is just finishing up the fog skip room, and I don't want to know what this time loss is. I think this is very unfortunate for Nolan, but there's still plenty of game left to go. I mean, each of these launches for each of these runners will be inconsistent, especially considering what we saw in the previous race. Acute missing a phase as well, missed the blue hand phase. That loses like 25-30 seconds or something to have that. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it loses quite a bit. You have to wait for 4 more purple ones.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, and I think that's something that you'll see most other runners do. As soon as you get close to that, oh, misses another one. That... Or wait, sorry. Mine is behind, sorry. My stream was behind.
But yeah, no, that the blue hand animation is a little bit of a strange one, in all honesty. It's kind of a weird thing where a lot of runners won't know the fact that you can just hold the B button with player 1 or player 2 for the whole time, and as long as the hand targets that character, you'll be absolutely fine. And it'll be able to work. You don't need to like react for the B input press or anything to be able to put the shield up.
Yeah, and I think that's something you'll see most top runners do. Like, they'll have the shields up and ready before the hand even comes up, just to play it absolutely as safely as possible.
See how this setup goes for Acute. Obviously, taking the time to set up the 1p2, or not the 1p2, so he's taking the time to set up the launch, which I do not blame in this kind of scenario. You know, you'd rather tank the 20 seconds or something to set it up rather than go for it and be struggling with it for like 2 minutes. But I don't know, that struggling for 2 minutes might come to pass. This isn't looking great at the moment, just doesn't seem to be getting the right kind of height. I think this is a bit of a non-standard setup to what certainly I'm used to using.
Yeah, because he is a keyboard player too, he's setting up the camera pretty in a way that I don't think is advantageous to the specific launch. Being on keyboard here, also, if I'm pretty sure I'm right about him being keyboard player too, but
Yes.
the angle that you want with the person that's buddying up is pretty precise, and it's not something that's going to be easy to achieve on keyboard. But he does get it eventually there. Very nice.
I mean, that's still absolutely fine enough. You know, Nolan's still got 2 full phases of the Necromancer fight before even getting to where Acute is, and then having to do the launch. So, yeah, not bad at all. We'll see if Acute tries fast OTD. Yeah, I didn't think so. Going for the safe strats, again, in this kind of position, perfectly understandable. I think let Nolan do the risking.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice. Having the horizontal buddy ups there saves quite a few time on each individual hover as well, so that's definitely good. It saves almost 5 seconds there. You can move sooner afterwards. But yeah, safe strats here, very nice. We'll see the camera pan skip from Acute, very nice as well. No statue launch like Nolan is probably going to go for, but you don't really need it when you've been playing it as cleanly as Acute has here. Trying to jump on this little pixel that extends out to get up to the top of the bridge, very nice. Overall, pretty solid, just playing it safe like Acute needs to.
Yeah, it's certainly looking solid at the moment, and that's all you can ask for in this situation. I think looking at how Acute was with Jack launch in the last run, I think it's definitely advantageous to build up as much of a buffer as possible before getting to Jack launch. And Nolan's kind of handed that to him this run. Gets the horizontal buddy up to be able to then do the tree launch here. We'll see how this goes.
That is just another little game knowledge thing. Dwalin, when he falls, will do a really long fall animation, and unless you like hit a directional input with him, he'll just stay like that, and you won't be able to buddy up with him. He'll just stay stuck for like 10 seconds, and I don't think Acute knows that, but yeah, all you have to do to cancel that is just to move with the other player.
That's not ideal. Hold up. Okay, what has happened here? Well, at least the timer's still running. Right, there we go.
All right. Looks like...
Okay, it is struggling at the moment. Hold up. Well, Acute is in what's it, level going into OTD right now. That's so weird. I can see the streams on my end, but they just aren't coming up on the stream itself. Hold up. It's really not having it. Right, okay, there we go. Nolan's back. Now let's do the same with Acute.
All right. You can see Nolan go for statue launch again.
We're losing the light. Come on.
Right, there we go. Meanwhile, Acute made it into the unskippable cutscene. So Acute is ahead by a decent amount right now. Potentially again on PB pace. I think looking at comparisons, needs to get close to gold in inside info. But I think that's definitely possible with a good Jack launch. We'll be able to see how Acute's able to be cooking this.
I don't think gold is out of the question here from Acute either. I think there's definitely some room for that too. We saw how cleanly he got the first couple launches last time. If he's able to replicate that, we definitely can see maybe even a sub 30 run from him here. All right, yeah, we can definitely see the lead from Acute. Definitely all his to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's that? 4 minutes 20 seconds or so? 4:26, I think. Definitely Acute's to lose, but it can be lost in this split, and that's one thing that can be said. If there's any split in any Lego game where that kind of time can be lost, I'd, you know, put this one as a strong contender for that.
Yeah. It's a very difficult level.
Yeah, it's kind of the gauntlet of these 3 launches. We'll see Acute try and go for the first one here. And doesn't quite get the buddy up first time. Bit of micro adjustment. The hardest part about this is getting the buddy up. The launch usually follows relatively well, but not always.
Yeah, as long as you don't rush the jump with this one, the launch is fairly easy. Very nice from him though. Gets that eventually.
Not going for
Not even
Loz
gonna
launch.
opt for Los launch.
Yeah. I think that was the same as last time. Playing it incredibly safe to hit that.
Yeah.
Hit that box.
I'd say that's a smart play for sure. You don't want. And it very nice again.
He's got that launch down. Absolutely. Has found something that works for him for that launch. So that's absolutely fantastic. And yeah, there's one more launch to go. We've got about a minute until we get there. Acute's just got to do this 1P2C. Nolan, meanwhile, is going to have another shot at this cutscene skip. That looks better. Maybe a little bit too early falling down with Bilbo. I didn't quite catch what the timing was. We'll see if this works.
Yeah, well. It looks like he got it. Very nice.
Yeah, nicely done. But yeah, Acute's got to throw 5 torches, do 1 launch, and then we are out of here. And we're in a game 3, but we'll see how this one goes. Opting to throw both torches at the same time is an
Yeah,
interesting strat.
yeah, that is going to lose him quite a bit of time in this section. You want to space them out a lot better than that, and it actually loses like maybe 10 to 15 seconds for him here.
Hmm.
But all right, headed into the final launch. PB very much possible here.
Hits the right box, that's always a good sign. And by the looks of it, has the collision moved out the way better this time? Maybe not. I think I jinxed that. That looks okay.
Good, and now he's good to attempt the launch.
Tell me, thief, how do you choose to die? My teeth are swords.
And it seems that we're in exactly the same position again, but this time Acute with the advantage. Nolan is catching, but there's a long way to catch for Nolan, you'd think.
I was just saying, your reputation precedes you, O Smaug the
Acute, yeah, really struggling with this launch. Gets a buddy up that time, but still not enough to go through with it.
Yeah, unfortunately not in the right walk cycles there. He needs to make sure he's holding the correct angle with player 2 the whole time.
Did you find it? The plan's not gonna work.
Because if he's not holding running right with player 2, then it's just not going to work.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's buddying up while player 2 isn't holding. He might have like a little. Is there a little piece in the way?
I can't see one, but you might be right.
I think honestly the issue is he's just not holding. He's not holding right with player 2 the whole time. He just needs to like. Honestly, in this room, as soon as you're in that little corner, you should never stop holding right with player 2 until you get the launch.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's no reason to let go. There we and he's jumping, I think, is the problem. That looks like what happens when you try to jump for jack launch. You need to just not jump and hope that the launch takes you in the right spot. Because he actually did get the buddy up there.
Nolan, meanwhile, is getting ever closer. Although Nolan's having struggles with this launch as well. Finally gets it.
It's another. Acute got another buddy up there, but bonks. Wow, this is just
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Nolan going for Loz launch at the same time, and gets it.
Yeah, Acute just keeps on. Acute is jumping, and it's making this launch not work.
Nolan, can you still mix a flashlight? Take a jiffy.
Yeah, something's very not working on Acute's side of things.
Yeah, he's just not doing the trick correctly, unfortunately.
Yeah, looks like is he giving up and going for the backup? That's a bold thing to do at this time.
That is a bold choice to do. Yeah, if anything, I would have just played the room casually.
So what Acute's trying to do here is go up each level at a time, but that's very risky. Well, not risky.
Not
Technically,
the
it's
decision I would have
safer,
made.
but yeah.
And the issue is this spin launch is not going to be easy to do on keyboard, which it looks like he's trying to do.
Yeah.
This is going to leave it wide open for Nolan. If he gets a fast jack launch here.
I think if Nolan gets a fast jack launch, he just wins right now.
Yeah. Does have a little piece in the way. Acute gets up to the first level. But man, playing this room casually, there's a lot of these camera pans, and if you fall off, you lose even more time. This is gonna be neck and neck here. That looks good.
Oh, Nolan gets
And
it.
it looks like Nolan is gonna win the match. But I mean, that's knowing how to do jack launch, that's all you need. And it looks like Nolan takes the race. All right, GG's.
Yeah, GG's to Nolan. Takes the race, and with that, the match. That is very much an upset on this last final room, honestly. Acute just could not get Jack Launch down, which is such a shame, but that's the way this game goes, man.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. And you can see Nolan just with the game knowledge on how to do it. It is one of the hardest launches in the game, so knowing how to execute it correctly was essential, and Nolan really showed that he knows how to do it, which is good for him. And yeah, we will see him moving on to he will qualify for the bottom rung of our group stage bracket. Or I guess the what would we call it?
The bottom rung of the ladder, I guess.
Yeah, the
The
bottom
mini
rung of
ladder
the
that we
ladder.
have.
Yeah, for the qualifier stage, I guess, for the top 8. But yeah, very very nice from Nolan. GG's to both runners. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else for us to do at the moment.
I don't think so. No, I think yeah, Nolan with the 2-0 will therefore take the match and take his place, as Hamster was saying, take his place in the main draw of the ladder, which will be racing against the Deadtra and Origin of Chaos, taking up the final place and making our bottom rung of the ladder. That should be a good match.
Yeah, that'll be very good. So this match actually was elimination. So unfortunately, Acute will be eliminated from the tournament. That race as well will have one of the runners will be eliminated from that rung. But yeah, it definitely have some exciting matches coming up. I believe. Do we have a couple scheduled? Am I correct?
I believe so. We have Laser, Mega, and Jack's race will be on the 26th, so on Tuesday at 7 a.m. EST. So nice early start for any US people that fancy watching that. And then yeah, I think that's the next one coming up. I think the
Yeah,
rest
for
of them
sure.
are still in the negotiation stage for scheduling, but obviously, if you are interested in keeping up with these kind of races and knowing when they're on and that kind of stuff, then join the Discord servers, particularly for this tournament. Join the main LEGO speedrunning Discord server. We'll be having, conversations in the Hobbit channel, and then also join the LEGO speedrunning tournaments Discord server, where we'll have a kind of calendar up to date with what is happening with the tournament when matches are scheduled. But yeah, any last words you want, Hamster?
No. Thank you everyone for watching. We should have a lot of really cool matches with some really skilled runners coming up here. But yeah, till then, I guess we'll see you all during the next race.
Fantastic. Yeah, in that case, pass it over to a quick waiting screen and then we'll throw a raid over to someone. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and we'll see you all soon.